Okay, welcome back. Here we go again. It's worm bin time. And today we're not going to do anything too fancy. We're just checking in on what's going on. You might have noticed I've rearranged the room here a little bit. Um, but right now, I'll give you a quick rundown on what's going on here. I tried to set things up in a circular fashion. The bin down there in the lower left corner, that's the next one that I'm going to be harvesting. That one's not been fed in about 2.5 weeks. So I'm thinking day 100 might be the day that I harvest that one. Those are the ones that were set up after I harvested bin number 3. Originally I had 3 bins. When I harvested bin number 3, I placed what came out of those into there as far as the worms are concerned. So, enough talk. The reason we came was to look at some worms. So why don't we point the camera down and I'll bring over the bins one at a time. Let's get going. Let's get started with it. Okay, so we're going to start with these bins over here. We've got 3 bins that have been going for 3 weeks now. There's this lower flat one and these 2 round ones. The one with the letter A is for my buddy Al. At some point he wants to set up his own worm farm. But let's take a look at how these are doing after 3 weeks. Not sure I'm going to dig very deep into the pots. We'll just use this one as a measure of how we're doing in general in all 3. All right, let's take a look what we got going on here. Got some food. Consistency is a little bit dry. Oh, look at this. I guess the food over here must have been attracting worms because I can already see some over here. Oops. Got a little more action going on here in the middle. Not sure where I fed. I didn't really mark it very much, but I guess we'll just choose a random spot to poke down into it and see how things look. Pretty densely populated. Not too moist, kind of dry. This is probably where I've fed recently. I see chunks of stuff. But I would just say that in general, things look pretty good. As far as the worms are concerned, they look fairly content. And they're in good numbers. Still pretty dry down here. So I guess that'll just take some time before things seep down there. But the bin itself doesn't feel dry. It's got good moisture content to it. So let's cover this side up. Okay, see what's happening on this side. I would assume more of the same. They really seem to like this arrangement I've got here with the leaves and the cardboard and different spots with feedings. You can see some more veggies over here. But let's take one more peek at what's going down beneath the surface. Maybe there was a little bit more on the other side. I think there might have been food placed on that other side. So that's why we're seeing more of them over there. Well, here too, we've got little congregations of them here and there. But all in all, I think that this bin is in good shape. Probably not much has to happen in this bin for a while. I could probably just sort of let this coast. Very nice. And we'll take a look at these other 2 bins here. So here I think we have some coffee. I think this one's used pro bin. Make sure everything's okay. You can see I added some food here recently. You can see some takers. Things look okay. They seem to be attracted to the newly added food. So these were all fed, all the bins were fed, with the exception of the one that I'm going to harvest in a few days, 5-6 days ago. So these general things were those pockets of food land that the ones we found. We'll take each individually to simplify some of this here. Use two. So the markers show what. Like I said, this one would have received food as well recently. There you go. Similar food as to what was in the other bin, in the other pot. And here too, I guess you could see just a few worms getting attracted to it, so it's taking on some. Oh, here we go. A couple little guys. They're starting to get down into the juicy food. This stuff should be pretty easy for them to dig into because all the vegetables that I've been feeding these guys lately have all been frozen. So by the time it gets into here, it's pretty mushy anyway. See, we got some little flies here. Medium-sized worms, little tiny worms. But it looks pretty good. Got some big boys here. Okay. Okay, take her back up. Looking good. If you're watching, Alan, this one's for you. The A on it. All right, let's see what else we got. We got two more older bins now. All right, so right now we're looking at all the bins that have been fed recently. The last one we'll look at is the one that has not been fed for a while, the one I'm going to be harvesting in the next few days. Recently, let's just scrape off a little bit. Oh boy, yeah, look at that. This seems like a real popular spot. What do we got here? That's a carrot. I couldn't even recognize what kind of food it was. But here again, all this food had been frozen. So as it thaws out now, it just becomes like jelly. I even pressed out a lot of the liquid. A lot of moisture was extracted from these vegetables to make it less liquidy. And, ooh, yeah, look at that. Popular spots. There's all kinds of stuff going on down here. Ooh, yeah. Just kind of look through here, see what I see. I like what I see in general. It's well populated, active. All different sizes of worms. Oh, I hope I'm not injuring anybody in doing this. But as far as food is concerned, I would say that they've made their way through a large portion of it. I mean, there's still plenty to go here, so I'm not going to have to feed this one for a while. So let me just arrange some of this food, get it back. Yikes, becoming sloppy here. I didn't really intend to get too hands-on with anything here. So why don't we just leave it at that? give them some additional access that way, a little more surface area. Stuff between the pit. So, okay. So, that was pretty good too. Spots for the feeding curve are doing quite well. I have to admit, there's a little bit of scent to it. So you can see there's a great deal of food here too. So maybe there's less there'll be more to consume by now. Maybe less of it rotting on its own. But that's fine. It's not too conscientious. It's just in terms of compost. Once more, just make sure I know where the last feeding curve is. Back to the marker. I'm gonna cover this one up. Okay. Now finally, this is the bin that I've not fed for about 2.5 weeks. This is also in that range of being about 95 days old. And my guess is that since I'm sort of tracking towards the 100-day mark, I harvested the first bin of 3 on day 75. Maybe I'll go with day 100 to harvest this bin. And then maybe use some sort of breakdown day 125, day 130 or something. This one in the black bean flat. So let's use this as the focal point. Just peel that gradually. You don't have to go too far. So little ball, little buzz turns to a ball. And we'll try to see some here. Some pepper. What else do we have here? Some cardboard. This is where I fed most recently. There's not much to see of it, except for this would be a piece of stem. This feels like maybe a piece of pepper or something. But that was where it last got fed. It's barely visible. That's what I was really after. I don't have big chunks of food and stuff like that. Let this bin go. So like I said earlier, it's been about 95 days, 96 days. On Friday, day 100, I'll go ahead and I'll harvest this bin and start prepping again, rebuilding this from scratch to get ready for whatever its next service is going to be. So this back here. We'll put things on this side. Okay. Let's poke down and see what we see. Pretty nice. Mostly broken down. There's little scraps of cardboard here and there. That'll all get caught in the screen when I filter this stuff. This must be plastic. That's not going to go anywhere, so that can just come out now. I guess you can go down pretty far. There's a little bit of cardboard here I could see in spots. So some of this stuff will all get reused in future bins. It's still perfectly good. But you have to go down pretty deep for it. All this is, everything above it is all nice castings. Mixed in a little bit with some food here and there, but a few chunks of cardboard here and there. Pretty good consistency all in all. Wonder how much I'll get out of this one. Not too wet, not too dry. Very nice consistency. I'll take some of this more dry stuff off the top and sink it down deep. Maybe over the next few days it'll have a chance to get consumed just a little bit more. But it doesn't matter, it'll all get reused if it's not eaten and converted. I guess just out of curiosity, let's dig down deep on this side too to see how things look. That's pretty good. Don't know what this is. Pretty big, hard piece of some sort of a nut. Not sure how long it would take for something like this to break down. Wonder how this got in here. Doesn't matter. I guess in time it would break down. So whatever. Maybe I'll just keep throwing it back in and track it over months, maybe years, see how long it takes. Okay. So this was good. I got a chance to bury some of that drier stuff around the edge. Once again, hope you had fun, and thanks for watching.